Ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, I would like to warn you that what you're about to see is car pornography. Now that I have diverted your attention to some static shots of this magnificent looking car, I can drop a bombshell related to the price. Prices start at around 34,000 euros for the sDrive28i, which has a 156 horsepower 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. The base price of this sDrive28i with a 248 horsepower 4-cylinder turbocharged engine is 44 grand, and this press car with a couple of options costs around 64,000 euros. Now that we have this behind us, I can show you the new upholstery, which comes along with some new body colors as well, as part of this year's facelifting. We can also get the internet and use BMW apps, which sort of transform your car into a giant smartphone on wheels. Okay, but isn't spending anywhere between 45,000 and 70,000 euros on a two-seater just getting yourself a toy for the couple of sunny months that we have every year? Well, not necessarily, because even with the roof down, there's still space inside for 2 cabin-sized suitcases or a couple of weekend bags. Alright, so access is limited, and if you want to put something bigger inside, you have to put the roof up. But then you get more than 300 liters of boot space, and that is enough for a skiing trip or shopping, whichever comes first. Behind the wheel, it's instantly obvious that you're driving a big car, and I'm not just talking about the 3 meters between my head and the end of the bonnet. This is a heavy car. The Z4 weighs about 1,500 kilograms in case of the 4-cylinder engines, and in case of the 6-cylinder engines it goes up to around 1,600 kilograms. To put it in perspective, a Toyota Auris, the popular hatchback, weighs around 1,300, and a Mazda MX-5 Miata weighs less than 1,200 kilograms. The least powerful Z4 has performance figures close to the MX-5, and it costs around 11,000 euros more, but you can choose a lot more options for the Beamer. The sDrive28i, which I'm driving right now, is a monster. From 0 to 100, it's less than a second slower than the most powerful sDrive35i. But it costs around 14,000 euros less, well, 12,000 euros if we account for the automatic gearbox, which is standard on the 35IS. But these are not the same gearboxes. The 35IS has a 7-speed double clutch transmission, whereas this here is an 8-speed automatic, which adapts to my driving style. And the reaction to the gas pedal is almost instantaneous, and that's even in the comfort mode. And I can still put it into one of the 2 sports modes, which make the car even faster and even louder. However, as you might have heard, the engine noise is nothing compared to the 6-cylinder growl. I mean, it's instantly obvious you're lacking 2 cylinders. This is just, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and it's not the same, unfortunately. But again, you're getting better fuel economy, and most of the time you're getting a lot of performance, because the Z4 sDrive28i is a fast car, and it's BMW fast. What I mean, it's that in conditions like today, it's sunny, it's dry, it's warm, there seems to be endless amount of grip in this car, and I think this car is too good for its own good. You know what I mean? It's that if the conditions get worse, it gets a bit moist, wet, and I don't know how this car reacts in these conditions, because I'm unable to get the tail out even if I switch the traction control off. It's gonna end bad, and I'll have to hope that all the safety systems that this car is equipped with will do their work properly. From this perspective, I would rather choose the least powerful 18i model, and without the optional extra wide tires. At least that way I would be able to sort of learn to control and feel the car. And speaking of feel, the steering, it lacks any. Again, it's a case of a game console, just like in the Audi RS5 that I was complaining about. And here I think it's even worse. It might be okay in the city, but on an open, twisty road like this, on a day like today, if it wasn't for the wind in my hair, I might be just as well playing real racing on my smartphone, you know? It's a disappointment. Besides the rubber steering, one thing that really ticks me off in BMW is the fact that I have to pay almost 300 euros even for a wind deflector. But otherwise, I really like the Z4, and if you can afford two Miatas, consider one of these